Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for the fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair. All topics are for entertainment purposes only. None of the information presented in this video or by B-Girl TV should be taken as fact. Every situation is based on personal experience. The Image Boutique is located in the Centro Comercial de los Pueblos Mall, located in Panama City, just 15 minutes away from Tocumen Airport. We specialize in hair care, wig extensions, and much more. Come visit us.
Welcome, guys, to another Break Room Conversations. We haven't done one of these in a while. Before we start, I need to make sure that you guys can hear me in the comment section. I want to make sure that I am clear. Not the people on Instagram, the people on YouTube. Can you guys hear me? Am I crystal clear? I literally did not prepare for this live properly. So I have on no makeup and you're just getting the raw deal. Let me know, guys, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me in the comment section. I feel like I'm screaming because I got these earphones in. Okay, perfect. Okay, so there's so much things I want to unpack today. There are so many different things that has been going on and transpiring in the PTY, aka Panama. And this is stuff that you guys need to know, okay? Hello, Dawn Cold from Mexico. Now, I know a lot of you guys, this is the first thing that I want to share with you guys because this is super important. And I think that I need to share this information with you guys because a lot of people want to move abroad. And for different reasons, they want to move abroad. And rightfully so, everyone has their reasons why they want to do certain things. But it's important that we stay diligent when we do move abroad. The same way when you live in the States, you're moving accordingly. Sadly, I received this news yesterday about a gentleman by the name of Lorenzo Thousand. Lorenzo Thousand is a Panamanian native who lived in the States and retired here in Panama, and he has been missing for 2 days. Okay. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I feel that it's super important that we share this information. No one has heard from him or seen him in 2 days. Basically, what I'm hearing allegedly happened was he came home and there were thieves in his home, and they put him and his wife at gunpoint and they robbed him, and they stole his car. Let me see. I want to see if I can make this bigger so that you guys can see it full screen. I don't know if you guys can see it full screen. Um, Hold on. Let's see. That's the image and the information that was provided to me by a family member. He's been missing for 2 days. They stole his car along with his car that was in the driveway. And then, according to the voice notes that I've received, apparently they used his credit card to order something off of eBay in the amount of $700. So, if anyone from Panama is watching this video, if anyone abroad is watching this video and you know someone that is in Panama, please share this information with them that they are currently looking for a missing man by the name of Lorenzo Thousand, who has been missing for the last 2 days. No one has heard from him. And it's just a very unfortunate situation that has happened. I don't want this to be a reflection of, oh, well, this is things like this happen in Panama. I think that we all need to be vigilant. Unfortunately, we are living in a dark times and people are becoming very desperate. And I just hope and pray for this family that he comes back in one piece. Okay. So, again, if you know anyone who's in Panama, share this information with them. And let's just pray for the family that he comes back unharmed and in one piece. Okay. I'm super sorry to, start this live off this way. But I think it's super important that this information is, has to be shared. Okay. So, all right, guys. I know this is everywhere right now. It really is. I think the situation is people have become extremely desperate at this point, and it's kind of like, and I don't know. At this point, it's just a really really sad situation overall, and I hope and pray that no one has to go through this. I hope this man is found safely and in one piece. It's just in a very unfortunate situation. All right, guys. So, another thing that I wanted to share with you guys is that an American has been caught and arrested in Panama. Okay, let me see if I could get a better picture. Let me see. So this guy's name is John Polis. Okay, he is from Texas. He's a Texas native. This man, okay, allegedly went to Colombia to meet this young woman. Let me see actually if I can. I want you guys to see the picture a little bit bigger. So let me see something. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna have to share the article with you guys because I don't know, the picture is like super small. Let's see. All right. So, all right. According to CNN, and this is also alleged, everything I'm saying is alleged. A U.S. citizen is being investigated in the killing of a 23-year-old DJ in Colombia. Okay. This is the young woman who is 23 years old, and she was from Colombia. Colombian authorities are investigating the death of 23-year-old Valentina Trespalacio, whose boyfriend, U.S. citizen John Paulos, was detained in Panama earlier this week. He was arrested following an Interpol alert given by the Republic of Colombia for the homicide of DJ Valentina Trespalacio, according to the Panama National Police. In the early hours of last Sunday, a recycler found the body of a woman inside a suitcase at the bottom of a garbage container in the southwest of Bogota, the capital. He notified local authorities who confirmed that the body was of that of Tres Palacio, a well known electronic music DJ. Bogota Metropolitan Police officer at the crime scene contacted her relatives who confirmed that the young woman had been with her boyfriend since Saturday, January 21st. Preliminary forensic examination by the Institute of Legal Medicine, an agency attached to the Colombian authorities' general office, revealed on Monday that the young woman would have died to mechanical suffocation and that her body showed signs of have been subjected to force before dying. Through a special group made of the Bogota Metropolitan Police member in coordination of the Office of Attorney General of the nation, the criminal investigators will be in charge of looking for probative material elements and information to establish the persons responsible for the death of this young woman that was found abandoned in the sector of the district of Fontibon. General Carlos Fernando Triana, commander of Bogota Metropolitan Police, told CNN. Triana also said that he's offering a reward of up to 20 million pesos, around 4,500 US, for the information that leads to clarification of the crime. On Tuesday night, the National Police of Panama reported the detention of Paulos at the Tocumen International Airport. The Colombian authorities begin the procedure for his deportation to the country, hoping to shed light on the time, manner, and place in which the death of Tres Palacio occurred. Palos arrived in Bogota on Thursday, according to the police in the Colombian capital. The Bogota Security Department has said that Paulos is in the process of being prosecuted and awaiting a hearing to legalize the capture, imputation, and request for security measures, and shared images of the suspect in the hands of authorities. It is unclear if Paulos has legal representation, according to Angel de Rios, the lawyer for the Trespass Palacios family. Paulos did not accept representation from a public defender and has not hired a private lawyer. So basically, in the article, from what I have read on Panamanian news articles, he was trying to escape after he committed the crime. He was trying to escape, and he was going to go to Turkey because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Turkey has deportation laws. And what's even more sad, as I was digging deep into this guy's like history, because I was just like, because a lot of these guys go to these countries. They come to they go to Colombia, they go to Panama to meet women, okay, especially younger women. Um, and a lot of women in reverse feel like because they're coming from America and that what they're considered gringos, that they have money and they're going to be taken care of. That is the way that a lot of women in these countries view, these type of men, unfortunately. This has happened, and rest in peace to the victim. This should not have happened at all. I know that the family was saying, what I saw on the news was that he was very possessive over her. They interviewed the in driver, because the in driver had picked them up to go to the club prior to her being off. Um, Saying that she had asked the in driver, or told the in driver that she was in danger, and then he turned around and said to her, like, okay, well, why would you type that? Is everything okay? And when the in driver, which is like, in driver, for those of you who don't live in like Central America, InDriver is like Uber, but it's like a lower scale of Uber, right? Because anybody can drive InDriver, not everybody can drive Uber. So for me, Uber is a little bit more safe. But anyway, apparently the in driver did have a brief conversation with her, and she was in fear. Her family said that he was very possessive over her. She had been in a relationship with him for a year, but mostly it was a long distance relationship. This man also has 3 kids. And a wife who he is currently separated from, and his older child recovered from cancer. So, this is overall just very, very sad news. Neither of us were there, so we don't know exactly, which is exactly what happened, which is why everything that I'm saying is alleged, and my sources are from CNN and local Panama news. Um, so yeah, that is what has been going on. I think one of the scariest things is that a lot of people, unfortunately, when they commit crimes, they feel like they can like run to Panama. I don't know why they think that there's not laws in place, or why Panama does not have laws in place to prevent criminals. Obviously, this person felt okay. It was a good idea to come to Panama quickly, and he would not have gotten caught. But unfortunately, he ended up getting, not fortunately, not unfortunately. Fortunately, he ended up getting caught, and as of now, he has been deported back to Colombia to seek um, trial. So that is what is transpiring there. What do you guys think about these men who go to these countries to meet younger women? Because she was 25 and he was 35 years old. What are you guys' thoughts? Because I see a lot of men, especially on social media, talking about going to places like Dominican Republic, going to places like Colombia to meet younger women. What do you guys think about that? Leave it in the comment section and let me know what your thoughts are on this. I think this is like super sad, and I really hate to bring so much sad news to you guys on this break room conversation, but it's so important that we keep up with current events. Okay. All right. In other news, guys, this is not so sad. So the other day I was talking to my sister, and I was chit-chatting with my sister, and she had sent me a show that is now on Bravo, on cable. So if you're in the States, you'll be able to watch this show. And the show is called Love Without Borders. What I find extremely okay, so this is the cast, okay? So basically what they do with these couples is they pair these couples up with people that live in other countries. For example, these are four there's actually more couples, but this is the only picture that I can find. All right. These people are basically like, he lives in Ireland, she lives in Ghana, he lives in Paris, and she lives in none other than Panama. And I think this is the reason why I actually even started watching this show, is because of this couple right here. Because I found it so interesting that they found someone from Panama and they actually filmed here in Panama. Her name is Chandra and his name is Naeem. Okay, let me add it. Let me add the picture so you guys can see. Okay. One of the things that I find very there's actually there's two people that are my favorite couples on this channel. I mean on this show, sorry. It is these two. She's from Ghana and he is from the States, obviously, but his background is Jamaican. And Naeem is from Texas and he has um he's actually, his background is Guyanese. I know. And she's from Panama. Oh wait, let's go back into the comments before we jump into this, because Dawn has said something regarding, he has a family, including a 6th son. He should not be looking for a girlfriend. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Um, but a lot of these men do that. They do go to these other countries to look for girls, and they always look for like younger girls. And I've also seen girls super exciting, super duper excited to meet what they would consider a gringo. Okay. I don't know if they think that these men are their knight in shining armor or what, but a lot of them are very, very excited to be with what they would consider a gringo. Men traveling for purposes of exploiting women produce bad energy, and it eventually creates a bad taste in the mouth for the locals, and it can produce consequences like violence, fear against tourism. Yeah, because one of the websites I follow, not websites, I follow a page on Instagram where they put up a lot of like stories that the local news wouldn't put up, and the comment section were going off. Like when I tell you the people in the especially the men in the comment section, they were going off talking about how women don't feel like that the men in their own country are enough, and then that's what like literally victim shaming, and that's what happens when you go look for a gringo, and they really were going off in the comment section. um and it's really sad because everyone is not the same. You know what I'm saying? You find bad apples everywhere you go. Like literally everywhere you go, you will find a bad apple. And unfortunately, one bad apple spoiled the whole entire tree, and it's sad. But I want to go back to talking about this show, Love Without Borders, right? All right. So there was actually another couple on here too that was a hot mess, child. But I really want to focus on the couple from Panama. Okay. So Naeem, as I said, is from Texas, but his background is he is a GT massive. Shout out to all my Guyanese people. And Chandra is from Panama. So he was looking for love and they paired him up with Chandra. I don't know how the experts came up with this match, but they actually have to live with each other for, I think, like 60 days. Is it 60 days? No, I think it's 3 months. They have to live together under the same roof. So he basically moves into her house. And so at first, when he finds out that he's getting ready to go to Panama, he's like super excited. And then he was just really nervous because he's like, okay, well, I don't know what she's gonna look like. And then he actually, by the way, I want to say this. When he got off the airport, when he got out the airport and he took a regular cab, the cab charged him $20. And I'm like, boo, they ripped you off. Should have just took an Uber. But he didn't know where he was going, so it is what it is. Um, so yeah. So this is like the very first episode, and I honestly think that they deserve to have more screen time. So he comes and he meets her, he likes her, he thinks that she's beautiful, and she puts him to sleep in the other room, rightfully so. Like, you just met this man, why would you think that you'd be sleeping in the bed with this woman, right? Oh my god, my nose is running, guys. Yeah. So from then he's like, okay, well, she puts me to sleep on this twin size bed, like this super small bed. What am I supposed to do with this? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, in the beginning, they started off cool. Okay. And then towards like the middle of the episode, you guys have to watch this show. Chandra, which is this one right here, Chandra is very special. So the thing is, her background is that she was with her ex-boyfriend. She had an ex that was abusive, right? He was very abusive to her. And she had a fight with him where he threw her down the stairs and like broke one of her doors. And Naeem, being, because Naeem is a jokester, he likes to have fun, but their personalities really don't mix. I think it has to do a lot with personalities, and it also has to do with cultural differences, along with trauma. And I always feel like if you have trauma, you shouldn't be in a relationship. You need to fix yourself before you try to be a whole for another person, or the other half for another person, when you're not fixed, when you're not complete. And it's evident that she has a lot of traumatic issues that she has going on. So basically they went out, her and Naeem, and she took a Uber, and the Uber driver happened to be her ex-boyfriend. I don't think it's the ex-boyfriend that was abusing her. So they go to the club, and when she goes into the club, her and the ex-boyfriend start like grinding on each other in front of this guy who she's supposed to be courting that actually lives with her. When he gets like really upset because he's like, yo, like, how are you gonna bring me out and we're supposed to be getting to know each other and you're out grinding on some other guy? And whatever, they spoke about it, they try to work it out. She invited him to family Thanksgiving. He did not. Then they got into another altercation, and then he decided that he didn't want her. She decided that she didn't want him to be invited, so she basically uninvited him to the family Thanksgiving dinner. So you know what my man did? My man went on an app. Okay, so like I don't want to give you guys too much because you guys really should watch this. Once she started giving him fever, like she's hella disrespectful. She tells him to shut up. She talks down to him. And I don't know if this is just how she is as a person because I don't know Chandra as a person. And you know, editing is really a bitch. Like the way they make these shows, they kind of like edit they do edits to make people look and seem a certain type of way. So I don't really want to judge Chandra in real life, but for the sake of this video, Chandra has a really bad attitude. Oh my god, I just realized that you guys can't see me on the screen. She has such a bad attitude. Like she disrespects this man. She talks down to him. Then she finds out that he's on a dating app, right? I saw videos on YouTube about Guyana, such a beautiful country. I have never been to Guyana, but I do have family members that are from that. Well, ex family members, like my aunt's husband was from Guyana, so I have no idea. The only thing that I know about Guyana is Jim Jones, and it's so sad because I'm sure the country is pretty beautiful and they have rich culture, and Jim Jones is always attached to Guyana, unfortunately. So back to Love Without Borders. So yeah, so Chandra is really mean, okay, to Naeem. And then so Naeem goes on a dating app, and mind you, she was grinding on her ex-man, okay, talking down to him, even when he tried to be nice to her. She finds out that he's on a dating app. And like he said, he was like, there's nothing romantically going on. She treats me like trash. So I went out on a date. So she called herself checking him and saying, like, hey, like, where were you on New Year's Eve? You shouldn't have been out. No, where were you on New Year's Eve? And he was like, he lied basically because he couldn't tell her that he was out with another woman. For God's sakes, he stayed in her house. And she's just really mentally unstable. But another thing that I realize is this cultural differences when dating. Like I can totally, and this is not for everybody, guys. So I don't want everyone to feel like I'm, single anyone out. But I kind of understand why people tend to date people from their own culture. And this is a prime example because these two, they don't see eye to eye, not only because Chandra is just not being nice to him, but also culturally their culture is completely different from each other, completely different from each other. So it's so hard for them to even like understand each other. And I don't think that Chandra is willing to be open. And what I realize about culture with us, and I'm saying us included, okay, with Panamanian culture. What do you mean you can't hear me? Oh my God. Guess what, guys? Great news. They found Lorenzo. Oh my God, guys. Breaking news. Oh my God. Hold on. I got to go back. Oh my God. This is amazing freaking news. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Wow. We have to put a pause to this real quick. Okay, so guys, I had just said that I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. We were just talking about this guy being missing, but they found him. I actually don't know. Yes, they found Lorenzo. Oh my God. Yes, this is breaking news. They found him. Thank God. Wow. 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 Oh my God. I have to. Oh my goodness. That was wow. I'm kind of like, whew, child. This is amazing news. Wow. Oh my goodness. This is so amazing to hear that Lorenzo was found. Um, God is good all the time. I want to go back and get details to get all the details to bring it back to you guys. But I'm gonna give him the family member a little bit of space before I go bombard him to find out the details, or it probably is gonna come out on local news, not even local news because it wasn't even on news, social media. All this happened on social media. Okay. God is amazing and God is good. Oh my God. I really hope that this incident did not change the perspective on these people, what they how they think about Panama. Um, and I really don't like to share like news like this because I don't want people to have like this perspective that Panama is this really bad place because things can happen everywhere that you go. But the good news is that he is found and God is good. Woo. Oh my God. Yes. Whew, child. Okay. I don't even know how from this, how can we even go into talking about uh love without borders anymore? How do we go now? How do we go? Did my video break out, guys? Because one of my friends said that she couldn't hear me, but maybe it was just her phone because no one else in the chat told me that they couldn't hear me. All right, so this is amazing news that he was found. Um, okay, so we're gonna go back to talking about Chandra since now we can be in a happier mood now. So Sandra and Naeem, they have their cultural differences like in relation. Has anyone ever dated someone that is not from the same country that they're from? Like I have dated people who wasn't necessarily from the same country I was from. However, we shared similar kind of like backgrounds. Okay, perfect. Sorry, Alexander. Um, and because yes, I am Panamanian, but I grew up in the States, but my parents are mostly Caribbean people. And I always like for some odd reason, like I always geared towards like Jamaican culture, Jamaican people, because those are the people that I, related to the most, right? So like for example, like all my boyfriends that I've ever had, most of them were either um Jamaican or Guyanese. Okay. I've literally hardly ever dated any Panamanians. And if they were Panamanian, they had to be like Panamanian, like from with the same time that I was on, like listening to reggae music, loving all that good stuff because that's what I like. But with Chandra and Naeem, she's Panamanian, but she's very like Latin. So she's like really into like Latin culture. And Naeem is like, although he's Caribbean, he grew up in America. So the cultures are like, it's hard to like really mesh. It's really hard to mesh. There's another couple on this show too. You guys really should check out the show. Like it's freaking hilarious. Her name is Gerline. Do I have the picture of Gerline? Hold on, let me see. Gerline went to Dubai. So the guy that she met actually lived in Dubai. Um, And let me see if I have his picture. No, I don't have Gerline's picture. Wait, hold on, let me see. No, I don't have. But anyway, she was from the States and he was from Dubai. And I think with a lot of American people, American people love, especially like this new nuance of women. They like to force their beliefs onto other cultures. And that's the thing. Like when you grow up in America and you are like you have these certain stands and you try to date other people from another culture, it's going to be hard for you unless you're like really open minded. And the thing about Gurleen, because Gurleen is Indian, she's like from Indian background, but she was like a feminist and she was trying to date an Arab man from Dubai and she couldn't get with the Dubai culture and she was very combative and she was very argumentative. And I knew that that wasn't going to work. I don't know why the experts would ever put together someone from um, Dubai and a feminist from America. Like it just didn't work. Okay, so let's see what the comments section. Dawn says she dated someone that she's Guyanese and she dated from Ghana and it was difficult. What is difficult? What was so difficult about it? Like, because I would assume like Ghanaian culture, maybe we're still black people, or is it because they have like the men are really like they have certain things about them where the women it's pretty much like the men do this and the women do this. They're strict with like gender roles. Could it be that? Star Alexander said, I dated outside my culture and it didn't work. And Dawn says, now married to Jamaican and no problem. See, that's the thing. Like Jamaican culture and Guyanese culture are a little bit like similar, right? Because like me, I could never date a guy that okay, let me just knock on wood. I don't want to say never, but I don't see myself dating anyone that is like Latin. Like, and when I say Latin, I mean, and I'm not talking about like Panamanian because obviously the person that I'm with now, he's Panamanian. However, he is American and his family is from their, Caribbean Panamanian. But what I'm saying is I can't date a guy that was like, Rico Suave, you know, dímelo papi, háblame, mi amor. No, I can't. I wouldn't be able to do that. Star Alexander says, I was with an African American and it was very different from the Caribbean. You know what? You are so right. So I dated a guy in college that was American. He was from Harlem. He was so sweet. Like he was such a sweet guy. But when I went to meet his family, I was just like, this is not gonna work. And it wasn't because his family was like, rude or anything like that, because they weren't. They were really, really sweet. But culturally, it was just totally off. But he was such a good guy, like such a good guy. Like, but culturally, it didn't mesh. And it wasn't even him because he was really open. Like, it wasn't like he was like, oh, well, your parents are, immigrants and the banana boat. Because growing up during my time, if your parents weren't from America, people really looked down on you. Like they would shun you, they would tell you to go back wherever you came from on your banana boat. But he was not like that. Like as a Black American from Harlem, he was definitely not like that. He was very open to my culture. But I think it was me. Like I just wasn't open to his culture. So I knew it was never going to work, even though he was such a sweetheart. And we're still friends up to this day. And so this is like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section who else have dated outside culturally. And I don't mean like it has nothing to do with race, right? I mean culturally. All right. So Dawn Cole says within Ghana there are several ethnic groups and they are different. Some of them believe it's okay to have a wife and a girlfriend. That is a no for me. And you know what's so funny? Guyanese men, I feel like the Guyanese men that I've dated, they were the same way. They would have their sweetheart. They would have their like I was caught up in some love triangle without even knowing that I was caught up in a love triangle with a Guyanese guy. And this happened twice. My first boyfriend ever that I ever had who was Guyanese had me wrapped up in a love triangle and I had no idea. And then as a full grown adult, I dated a Guyanese man and he too had me wrapped up in it wasn't even a love triangle, honey. It was a love quadruple. Like I don't know I don't know what's the word for 8. Octopolis? Who knows? But that man had me wrapped up in a whole thing and I didn't even know I was even involved in it. And he was Guyanese. So I had two bad experiences with Guyanese men. And then a family member that I know that was married to a Guyanese man, he too had a wife and a whole bunch of sweethearts, like they like to call it. Most Ghanaian men have girlfriends and a wife. And so, like, do the wives know that they have girlfriends? Like, are the wives okay with that? Like, I don't know. But these two, let me move this off the screen. Chandra and Naeem, they weren't going to work. Like, culturally, it's just not going to work with them. I don't know. Maybe at the end of the season, they might surprise me and end up still being together. But I honestly don't see it for these two here. Okay. I don't see these two here working out at all. Okay. My man Naeem, being the Guyanese man that he is, he already done find somebody else. And he was out on New Year's with his date that he met on some app called Panama Explorer. Okay. And he was living his best life with his new chick. So I can't wait for the next episode to find out what Chandra's gonna say because apparently the girl that he was with, the producers knew he was with somebody else because they put the girl on the screen and she was clearly okay with it. And so I went on both of their pages to see if I could get any clues as to what's going on. But you know, there's obviously the producers not going to make them put anything up because they're not going to want us to know what's going on. But honestly speaking, okay. Jamaican men, yes. Jamaican man will cook for you. Dawn says, but in Ghana, it's a cultural thing. Wives accept it. Mm. Sounds like Panamanian men too, child. Okay. These Panamanian men be having. Mm. These Panamanian men be having wives and they be having the querida, they be having the amante, they have other women too. So at this point, what is it really a cultural thing or I don't know. At this point, I'm just saying, okay, men are just men at this point. But I did hear that about Ghanaian men though. Okay, Mario, we are talking about this couple. I mean, you missed the first half of it, but these two people are on a show called wait, is it this way? Yeah. They are wait, okay, there we go. They are on a show called Love Without Borders, and she's Panamanian and he is from the States and he is in came to Panama to date this girl named Chandra. You guys have to watch the show, guys. Like I'm just in disbelief at Chandra's behavior. In the Caribbean, the family of the men really accept the behavior. The cousins of my ex told me that was acceptable. Oh, wow. Yeah, no. I don't know about that because I know when my son, when he's good and when he's older and he's gonna date, I'm gonna tell him, don't bring me no girl. If you're gonna have one girlfriend, you're gonna have one girlfriend, and that's who you're gonna bring home to me. But you're not gonna be bringing home all these different girls, and I'm gonna sit here and accept it. No, absolutely not. It is. What time is it, y'all? Let me see. It's 12:42. Okay, you're supposed to be on your break. This is why we have break room conversations to talk about any and everything. But yes, so you guys got to watch this show. This show is something else. These two are my favorite to watch, and I feel like they don't get enough screen time. Okay, they are the most dramatic. They are the funniest. Okay, because Chandra just curses him out. She curses this man out left and right. She tells him to shut up. She says that she says all kind of things to him. Okay. And he just looks like, why am I here? Why am I accepting this abuse? Homeboy said, I'm coming to Panama and I'm gonna enjoy myself. Okay. You could act up, sis, but guess what? There are plenty of fish in the sea. That's what he said. Shaking my, I have to put this up on the screen. Shaking my head to explore his options. Shaking my head. How you trying to control your son's life? How am I trying to control his life? I'm just specifically saying you only bring in one girl to meet me. What you do in the street is what you do in the street. I don't want to know about it. Don't bring me a whole bunch of girls. No. Okay. What you do is what you do. But don't bring home all these different girls to my home telling me, oh no, I'm not going to accept that. All right. And this is not me controlling his life. That's me controlling my peace because I don't want nobody calling me on the phone, llorando in my ears, telling me, I, because you know, here they love to be like, oye, suegra, estoy triste porque tu hijo. I don't want to hear that. No, not one a month, none at all. You bring me one girl home when you serious, and that's it. See, M. Holla is clearly a cheater. Okay, we can see what type of man he is. Um, See, when you guys are on Instagram and you commenting, it's I don't really pay attention to Instagram. This is why you guys got to go onto YouTube so you can comment on YouTube. Okay, as a grown male thing, cause clearly these guys are not men. I meant it's a grown male thing. Okay, I get it. See, when you on it, you guys gotta make your way over to YouTube and comment on the YouTube because this is where I'm paying attention to what's going on the U to the tube. Anyhow, I can't wait to tune into next season, guys. You guys, not next season, next episode. I need you guys to watch this show so we could follow up on it, so we could discuss it on the next break room conversation. Because I promise you, you will really be looking like this girl really got some nerves. And she's probably a really nice girl in person. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to judge her, but for entertainment purposes only, Chandra, you doing this guy really wrong. Like, your attitude, sweetheart, is a no, 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 no. The show is called Love Without Borders, and it's on Bravo. You got to watch it, guys. You have to check it out. You have to. It's hilarious. There's another couple on here. Let me see if I could find it. What does it say? Does the couples in Panama have a high marriage rate, or is it like the U.S. where it seems marriage is not? No, actually, people in Panama they get married and they stay married. Okay, but that depends on what women are willing to aguantar. Because I'm not aguantando no foolishness. Okay, a lot of these women they put up with a lot because marriage is, and you know what? I get it. I get it. Marriage is a lot of work. Like I said, I say this all the time. I have never been married. Okay. So I have no idea what it's like to be married. I have only been in committed relationships and I'm in a committed relationship. And even with that, honey, I just be like I personally feel like for you to be in a relationship and to be and have like longevity in a relationship, you literally have to be like committed to that. Like you have to be committed to literally the good and the bad. Like I've seen people like I have seen men have their wives and be out doing they have a whole nother family someplace else and their wife lives over there and they have like kids and a whole nother family someplace else. Like I've seen it. And I'm not saying this is everybody, but I'm just telling you from what I've seen. The similarities with Latin Caribbean work for me. The care and the family affection, the food, and certain family values. Okay, that is great. And I'm super glad it worked for you. You know what? I think it's just me as a preference because me personally, like, I just, like, okay. And I don't want to offend anybody when I say this, but I literally don't see myself dating anyone that is just like too Latin, you know? Like I don't know. I just like Caribbean. I just like the whole Caribbean thing. And then a lot of Latin men are very like machismo. They have a lot of machismo in them. And I don't like that. Yes, my cousin's husband has a whole other family in Costa Rica. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Mm-mm. No, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Not today. Mm-mm. See, and then there's people like I'm saying, like people really will stick around and they will put up with this for the sake of, let's stay married for the children and be super unhappy. Like, yo, I seen this video on Instagram, right? And I've heard like comments from people because I think I always talk about this about other women, talking down or feeling like they're better than other women because they're married and they're not. And a lot of these women stay married even if they are in a bad situation to save face. And then sometimes they're in these situations just to save face and they end up in even worse situations. Like I seen a video on Instagram with this lady that she, let's these men, this Kevin Samuels type that want women to stay home and take care of the kids and not work. That's good and dandy, to each his own, but I'm just not that type of woman, right? And this woman had 3 kids by this man. He was obviously the provider. She questioned him as to why he was coming home late. I guess he got sick and tired of it. He put her and them 3 kids, which are his kids, out and threw her clothes outside and told her to find someplace else to stay. And then she was like, "Oh, why are you doing this? Because I asked you why you coming home late." And you know what he said? He's the one that's paying all the bills. I will be damned. Okay. Ugh. Oh my God, that griped my soul. I would be so pissed if I left my career to be a stay-at-home wife or whatever to please my husband, and then he turns around and puts me out because he's the one that's taking care. No, 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 no. Okay, is you gotta have some type of boundaries. You gotta have it got to be some type of boundaries. I felt so sad for this woman. Like I literally wanted to find this woman on Instagram and send her a cash app or something to help her out because you could literally hear like the pain in her voice when she was crying when this man put her out. Yes. Star Alexander says, yes, I saw it. I felt so bad for the kid. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, you can be married or even be in a relationship, but sometimes if the relationship is just so toxic, saving face is just not the answer at that point. Now, these kids were put out, they had to witness being put out by their father. Imagine how they're going to feel about their father after that. The relationship is finished. And I'm quite sure mom and dad been having problems, but she probably wanted to stay face because people really look down on you if you are a single parent, B, if you're not married, 3, if you and your partner have been married for years and decide not to get married but have kids. People always got something to say. No, that was one of the saddest videos of my life. I've also seen women who were established. And I mean, this is not everyone's situation, right? It's not everyone's situation. So I'm not trying to put it out there like, okay, this is gonna happen. But I'm just saying, like, me personally, like, I feel like it's important to have your own. You always should, whether you're a man or a woman, you guys should have your own. Like, someone commented under my video, like, okay, so I don't put my partner or my daughter's father on my social media. Well, I had like he is actually on my social media, but we're not, you don't know it's him. But I did have a picture on him, but I took it down because people are just really nosy and start to pry, right? And I posted something like I had a vlog up on my channel and I was talking about something. And then somebody asked me, "Oh, like, where's the man in this family?" And I'm like, working and providing for his family. You worried about the wrong thing. And then somebody else commented, like, "Oh, the reason why they're asking is because you said that you were struggling." And I need people to understand something. Okay. Just because you are with someone does not mean that you cannot be in a situation where you're struggling. Like, this pandemic has affected so many people and so many people's lives. where sometimes you're, and I'm not saying this is my situation, but sometimes you're with your partner and maybe your partner is not working and you're the one that has to pick up the slack. Things happen. So for people to automatically assume, like, just because you have, like, I don't live in social media land of make believe. I don't. I live in the real world, and things happen where things happen and real reality sets in. Like, I live in the real world. I don't live pretentiously. I'm very transparent in who I am and what I do. And that's just me. But I just don't like when people assume, like, okay, well, just because I have someone there, that doesn't mean that I don't struggle. I could be struggling with anything. I could be struggling financing. I could be struggling mentally. I could be struggling. There's many ways that people could be struggling, especially with the pandemic. Um. So anyway, so that was what I was saying about. I don't even know where I was going with that conversation, child. Honestly speaking. Anywho, guys, we're gonna have to cut this because it's break room conversation. We were really all over the place today because there were so many things that had gone on during this whole live. Star Alexander said, aside from marital bank accounts, I have one for myself. Yeah, I would definitely have a bank account for myself, child. Mm-mm. Y'all not about to have me broken alone on somebody's street when you get tired of me. No, 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 no. Absolutely not. Anywho, guys, it is hot in this room. These lights have me sweating. And it's already an hour. We're an hour into this. Guys, I am sweating. Okay. So we are going to continue on next week, Tuesday, with our live schedule. I actually am interviewing a band. They're called the Brothers, and they are from Bermuda, and they are currently residing in the PTY. And they are sharing their music, their love for soca music, and they have like a whole little thing going on. Check them out on Instagram, so you can get familiar with who they are. They're called the Brothers, and they are from Bermuda. Okay, and I'm interviewing them this Tuesday, so you don't want to miss this. Make sure you are subscribed to the mailing list on bgirltv.com. Okay, bgirltv. Oh wait, not this, guys. Yeah, this one I wanted to show you. Whoops. Join the mailing list at bgirltv.com so you never miss an update when we go live. And you don't want to miss our Tuesday live. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be so interesting, because it's the first time that I'm ever interviewing anyone that is from another country, and they're residing here in Panama and doing amazing things. So see you guys next week. Lord Jesus, I'm sweating. Woo! See you guys next week.